Welcome to We Don't Have Cookies with your host, Jason Marshall.
Hey everybody, thanks for downloading the show. I'm sorry it's late this week, but things have been really weird lately. And with that said, today is going to be a quick solo episode. But I want to make sure I put something out just to say hi to everybody. It always feels weird when I don't put a show out. If this is your first time listening, this isn't a normal episode, so give the last couple of weeks a listen before listening to this episode. And with that out of the way, I still plan to have the guy from the video I talked about on the last episode on the podcast soon, but things just didn't line up for us this week. And I will be talking to UFC Hall of Famer and my bailiff for the martial law episodes, Dan the Beast Severn, about the return of martial law next month, and if he'll be able to remain impartial in the case of the Wood Enthusiast versus Choo Choo Stew, or if I'll have to bring in Sid Vicious to be the bailiff for that episode. Speaking of Sid, I'm hoping that he'll be on the podcast soon too. We've talked on the phone about a half an hour every week for the last month or two. I'm supposed to call him tomorrow now that I think of it, so I'll ask him about that then. And I had to reschedule so many different people this week. It's unreal. 5 different guests. Things got crazy in my life too. This week has been stupid. And in honor of that, I'm going to play this song.
This is a stupid song. It just goes on and on. You might find some meaning, but you would be wrong. There is no thought or substance. It's thinner than a thong. Poopy, poopy, poo. This is a stupid song. It's dum 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 dum. My bum 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 is yum 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 yum. Dum dum bum bum yum yum. Now everyone, this is a stupid song. It just goes on and on. You might find some meaning, but you would be wrong. There is no thought or substance. It's thinner than a thong. Poopy poopy poo. This is a stupid song. Question is the answer. This is a stupid song. It just goes on and on. You might find some meaning, but you would be wrong. There is no thought or substance. It's thinner than a thong. Poopy poopy poo. This is a stupid song, and it's still going on. My head is a prawn that looks like Genghis Khan. Now the song is gone. Wait a sec, hold on. That was just a denouement of the stupid, stupid song.
There are so many good TV shows on right now. Fear the Walking Dead's pretty good this year. Preacher's really good. This season of Big Brother might be the best one ever. ABC's version of Survivor's really good too. So far, there's been 2 episodes, but I like it. Better Call Saul's back. It feels like forever since they've had an episode out. There's so many good shows, I can't keep up with them all. Even though I have a DVR, I still like to watch commercials from time to time, just to see what's out there. And there are some really, really bad commercials out there right now. I'm tired of the left and right Twix commercials. We get it. Some words are different, but have the same meaning. After a few years, maybe go with a new kind of commercial. I'm even more tired of them putting out a deformed candy bar. I know I've been on a diet, been trying to lose weight, but I still like to eat junk food. And I just don't understand why you can't make them the way they used to be. Now they're just all sideways. I don't understand it. I swear, I think something went wrong in their factory. And they just started turning out these screwed up candy bars. They didn't catch it until they already sent out like months worth of them. They decided instead of fixing the machines, they just changed their marketing. I don't know. It's weird though. And this one really gets me. Who made Liberty Mutual's new jingle? At the end of the commercial, it's just a woman singing Liberty, 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 Liberty. That's all it is. And I hope they didn't pay somebody to come up with that. Hopefully it was a contest at a preschool or something, and the winning 5-year-old's parents get free insurance for life or something like that. It's mind-boggling. I was kidding about hoping they didn't pay somebody because obviously they did, but man, that's just really lame. The last commercial that I want to talk about is the latest Papa John's commercial. They say something about slapping their hand-tossed dough, and I'm sure that's the proper phrase, but it seems really perverted, and nothing about that makes me want to get pizza there. I don't want to hear you talking about slapping your dough. It's weird. Stop it. But I do got to say I love their pizza. My favorite is the barbecue chicken pizza with bacon, pineapple, and jalapenos. It's really good. Sounds gross, I know, but that's my favorite. Oh, well, before I move on, the Skittles Box commercial has to be the longest running commercial in history. It's not a bad commercial, so I'm not going to group it in with the others that I talked about, but it's been on for years, and I just don't understand why. It's not that great to where you just can't make a new commercial, but whatever. Maybe I'll email them. I'll get to the bottom of it. And speaking of things that have lasted a long time that I scratch my head about, my wedding anniversary is next Tuesday. I've been married for 14 years to a woman I only knew 2 months. I don't think anybody thought that we would have made it this long, but I'm looking forward to it. We're just going to Columbus to get something to eat, but it'll be a good time. And I think I'm going to wind things down. But before I go, I want to give my condolences to a member of the We Don't Have Cookies family, Choo Choo Stew. His mom passed away last week, and I know how that feels. I lost my mom 7 years ago last week, and she died on the river in a tragic canoe fire. You could see the smoke and the steam for miles away. It was awful. But speaking of my mom, I got the strangest call last week. It happened on the day that my mom passed. An older lady called me, and I swear to God, this is true. It was so strange. She called and she said, "Is dementia there?" I told her she had the wrong number. Then she called back, and this time when I answered, she just said, "Dementia?" I told her again that she had the wrong number. And the weird thing is, when she called was around the time of day that my mom passed, and she also had dementia. So that was kind of unnerving for 2 reasons. First, it was the most coincidental day for that to have happened. Hands down. Couldn't have happened at a weirder time. And second, who the hell names their kid dementia? It makes you wonder what their other kids' names are, like cancer or arthritis. Just, what the hell? Why would you name your kid dementia? It's, I don't know. I want to give a couple of quick shout outs. One to Jason Lampro of the Mixed Media 4 podcast. He always gives me shout outs on his podcast, and I keep forgetting to say thanks and to give him one on mine. And to Dave Nelson of Comedy A Go-Go. I'm hoping to have him on here sometime soon. Sorry for the bitch session this show, guys, but I've had a rough 3 months, and this week has been more of the same. I think in the last 2 to 3 months, I have had to spend more than I make in a year, maybe a year and a half. And I don't know, man, that's tough. Try not to talk about it on the podcast much because you listen to get a couple of laughs and forget about your problems. So the last thing I want to do is talk about mine, but I'm keeping my head up and things will get better. So if you ever got a laugh from the podcast, I would really appreciate hearing from you. It always makes my day better, and I could use that right now. You can send me an email to jason@wedon'thavecookies.com or send a message on Facebook by going to the podcast Facebook page, facebook.com/wedon'thavecookies. And if you haven't already, give that a like. That would make me happy as well. I'm going to end things with a song by Trevor Strong called The Butts of the Gods Are Farting on You, which is exactly how I feel right now. And I'll be back next week with a great show for you guys on Monday. And if I can, I will put out a bonus episode on Thursday to make up for today. I'll talk to you then.
It starts to rain as you walk to work, and somehow you got your girt on your shirt. You find the promotion you should have got has gone to that guy who never shuts up. You reach for your coffee, it spills on your lap, and on your computer it sizzles and zaps. You try to unplug it, knock it in the trash. The whole thing's on fire. The world smells like ass. You try really hard, but whatever you do, the butts of the gods are farting at you. You try really hard, but whatever you do, the butts of the gods are farting at you. You have to admit, it's not hard to tell that your life has a bit of a smell. You try and you strive as you reach for excellence, but you're knocked back by the warm winds of flatulence. When did it start? When did it go wrong? Maybe you've been a joke all along. Up there in the clouds as they shower you with toots, are they having a laugh and pointing at you? You try really hard, but whatever you do, the butts of the gods are farting at you. You try really hard, but whatever you do, the butts of the gods are farting at you. Hey, yeah. You prayed and you begged, so you yell at the sky, please let me out of the ringer. The clouds pull apart, an arm comes down to you, a voice says, sure, just pull my finger. You've tried really hard, but whatever you do, the butts of the gods are farting at you. You tried really hard, but whatever you do, the butts of the gods are farting at you. You try really hard, but whatever you do, the butts of the gods are farting at you. You've tried really hard, but whatever you do, they're farting at you. Hey, yeah, they're farting at you.
This week has been stupid.